Good morning, student. In previous lecture, we have completed AC potentiometer. Now coming to the standardization of AC potentiometer. Basically, in our AC potentiometer, we have made the direct reading from the potentiometer. The readings are read directly from the dial settings. Now, in order to do that, the AC potentiometer must be standardized as we have done in the case of DC potentiometer. In our previous case, also in AC potentiometers, like in rectangular coordinate type AC potentiometer, we have standardized the AC potentiometer with the help of inductometer. So, the standardization is done with the help of a standard DC source, that is standard cell Zener source transfer instrument, or we can use other instrument as well for the standardization. Basically, for standardization we select that instrument which are mostly accurate or which are at some standard. So this transfer instrument is usually an kind of a electrodynamometer type milliammeter, so constructed that it responds to all the alternating currents in the is the same as in the DC response. Such instrument can be calibrated on DC and then brought to the same setting on the AC. Alternative thermocouple type of instrument may be used as a transfer instrument. Transfer instruments are those which are used for AC and DC both without doing any kind of modification into that. Transfer instrument directly measures AC also and DC also. We have studied about the transfer instrument in our first unit. So basically, standardization of AC potentiometer is must before using the AC potentiometer or either DC potentiometer. Before using any kind of instrument or device, we have to standardize that instrument in measurement. So now what are the factors when we are measuring the AC using AC potentiometers? What are the factors that are need to be considered? So here they are following factors. First one is the necessary requirement for the balance of AC potentiometer is the equality of voltage that is being compared at all the instant. So first of all we need or adjust our focus to the balance point that we are obtaining in the case of AC potentiometers or DC potentiometers. So first we'll focus on the balancing of voltages. So this requires an equal phase and a magnitude at all the instant. So in other words, we can say that it means that the frequency and the waveform of the current in the potentiometer circuit must exactly be the same as that of the voltage that we are measuring, that is unknown voltage. So all AC potentiometers circuits must be supplied from the same source, and for the same source we have, for like not varying the source and to stabilize the source, we need like a constant current. So for that, so for constant current we are adjusting the rheostat for that. So it is a must condition, like for the all the potentiometer circuits there must be a same source, a constant source as a voltage and current being measured. Okay, now the second one factor for the consideration is what is the galvanometer device made of, or what kind of galvanometer we are using for the balancing type. So for that, a vibration galvanometer, which is a tuned device, is usually used as a detector in AC potentiometers. The presence of any harmonics in one or both of the voltages that is being compared or balanced out may not be same if the tune detector only respond to the one frequency. If two voltages are there, so the tune detector should be detect both the frequency. If it detect only one frequency, either responding to only one, so it may be a kind of error to this, or balance point can't be obtained. So as an alternative arrangement, if an average indicating detector is used, it may not show the same balance point as a RMS indicating. While using an average indicating, there must be some another balance point. uh, in respect to the RMS indicating devices. So, in the presence of harmonics, it may be possible that a balance can never be achieved. Okay, a detector showing only a minimum balance. If there is any kind of harmonics are there in the voltage or current waveforms, so the balance exact balance point will not be obtained as in case of our DC. So in such situation, the accuracy of measurement is seriously affected. There are kind of some errors in that. Therefore, the source of AC supply is made as sinusoidal as possible. That means we have used a constant or stabilized source of AC supply so that the a sinusoidal waveform is obtained. Now the first one is the balancing, how to obtain the balance. Second one, what kind of instrument of we are using for balancing the both voltages. And third one is the ratio of voltages. Okay, the ratio of voltages, the unknown voltage and the voltage across the potentiometer may be determined with the degree of high degree of precision accuracy with which the value in volt can be stated, and is determined by the accuracy with which the reference voltage, that is the voltage across the potentiometer, is known. Okay, or the accuracy with which the reference working current can be known. So we have to determine the ratios of voltages. There being no AC reference source, as a reference source in DC being being a standard cell or Zenel cell we have used in our DC potentiometers. We have also used the Western cell for that, whose standard value is also known. But in our AC, we do not have a perfect or a perfect AC reference source, because AC is a variable quantity which have some kind of disturbances in that. The perfect sinusoidal is a kind for obtaining a proper sinusoidal equation we'll use many devices for that. So the absolute accuracy with which an AC voltage can be measured in a AC potentiometer cannot be comparable or comparable with corresponding to the DC measurement. So we are having some kind of error in this AC potentiometers. So these are the three factors. Now coming to the fourth factor, which is the extraneous and stray EMFs picked up from the stray fields or coupling between the portion of potentiometer circuit seriously affects the result. Like all the stray magnetic fields or EMFs produced by stray fields will couple through our potentiometer, and it will affect the result or it will cause some errors. These EMF must be eliminated, compensated for, or sorry compensated for the measured, since they may add vectorally to the EMF being measured. So whenever we are doing a vector calculation according to that EMFs we have produced, we have some kind of extra EMF or stray EMFs. So the vector diagram may also be differ from the exact location. So this is also kind of a factor we have to be considered in AC potentiometers. So we have basically four factors that is need to be considered or focused when we are working with the AC potentiometers. So this is all about the factors and standardization of AC potentiometers that is need to be done whenever we are using any kind of device like AC potentiometers or DC potentiometers. For now I'm ending this lecture. In next lecture we'll see the application of potentiometers as the last topic of this chapter. Till then, continue your lectures. Stay healthy, stay safe.